Hi guys, it's OdA here and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be talking about gear and more specifically this, my possibles pouch full of little bits. Okay, so as I said earlier, today's video is all about this, my possibles pouch. Now these have multiple names, different people call them different things, different YouTubers call them different things, but I call this my possibles pouch, whereas some people call it their EDC pouch. I don't carry this all the time, but this does go with me in whatever bag that I'm using on that day. If I'm using my haversack, this will go with me. If I'm using my backpack or my parents' backpack or whatever, this will always go with me. So let's dive right in, starting in with the case. Okay, so let's have a look at the case. What I like to say is I realise that this kit may not be perfect. There's accessories that I want to add. This has got very little gear in compared to other people's pouches full of their possible accessories, possibles. But this is what I carry, and that's one reason why I made this video. To see if you've got any accessories that I have that you don't have, maybe you can add them. But if you've got any that I don't have, I would love to know suggestions. I'll get onto that later. But yeah, this is the case. I don't know what case this is. I got it off Amazon. There's a general one. I'll leave the link to one down in the description, but I can't confirm it's this exact one. So let's take a closer look. So firstly, these keep on flopping out. Now these are the belt pouches that come on the pouch. Now this allows you to mount it to the belt. I've never done that, probably never will, because I don't like big pouches on my belt. Okay, so behind the belt pouches, you've got this kind of like molly webbing stuff or something like that. It's some kind of webbing. It's not the best, but you could clip a carabiner around there or something. But I don't like tons on the outside of my pouches. I've got a couple of you can see out the front. That's it. And then also at the top here, I don't know whether you can see that just there. That's a small just loop that you could use for hanging up, put a carabiner through that. But I just think I'm going to get some paracord, put it through, then tie a knot to secure it. I forgot a reef knot. That's it. Tie a reef knot around the ends to secure it. But yeah, so then I can hang it up and stuff. But yeah, there. And then there's two main compartments, two zippers, two compartments with internal pockets in the inside, which I'll get into in a sec. Small outside pocket here where I keep a pin, get onto that later. And a small snap bucket here, just plastic snap bucket. Under that I've got a small pouch, and then also this end part will be able to trap in if you've got anything long, and it can be adjusted a lot, but I've just got a small bit of kind of like cotton material. But as I said, I'll get into the contents. But that's an overview of the pouch and what I use it in. And what I keep all my gear in. Okay, so into the contents of my pouch. I forgot to mention earlier when I went over the case, there's one thing that I don't like about this pouch for my possibles, and that is how it's got long, deep compartments that you have to open up to get to. Now I know that seems good, but if I was to get a new case and pouch for my gear, I would prefer one that just has one zip to open, and then you open it up and it's got some molly webbing or compartments or whatever, but just so you can see everything at once. That's not possible with this, but that's what I would like if I could. But let's go into the gears. Let's start off over here. So this is paracord. You can use it for fire making shelters, tie knots, but I just like stuff for like mainly just for practicing knots. Now as we go around here, this is for navigation. This is just a compass. It's got a magnifying glass. It's got a plastic dial, swivel, ruler on the side. They're normal, but obviously for navigation, yeah. Next onto this. Now this is a small sewing kit. Now I want to make a whole video on sewing. I want to make a whole video on a lot of these things and skills. But sewing, as it's a great skill just to repair gear out in the woods. But this is a small sewing kit I've got. My mum gave me this from a pouch she got. Let's get you in focus. It's got yellow thread, blue thread, red thread, black thread, white thread, and then some other black thread, I think, some buttons, let's focus, buttons, a safety pin, and a couple needles. So that's just a really mini sewing kit. Okay, so yeah, that's the sewing kit. Now I would like to apologise just before I go on to the rest of the gear, if this shot looks a little bit different. This is actually a take 2 of this whole shot, because the first shot, half of it was out of focus. So this is take 2 a week later, so sorry if the shot's a bit different. Tried to set it up the same, but yeah, so we've gone through the paracord, we've gone through the sewing kit, and we've gone through the compass for navigation. Now onto the rest of the gear. Okay, so starting off over here, then working the way around, we've got the fire making stuff. Now this is a ferro rod. I want to make a whole video on ferro rods, but basically it's a striker. This is just some kind of metal striker, and a ferrocerium rod with some materials in that I don't know. And basically when you get the striker and strike it against the rod, it creates a chemical, some kind of reaction, which causes sparks. Now, I don't know whether you saw that, but it causes sparks. This isn't my primary ferro rod, this is just a backup one, but I like to keep it as a spare. It works alright, not the best. You can get these really cheap though off Amazon, and tons of people sell them. But yeah, just a backup way of starting fire. Next, onto the rest of the fire making. Now, obviously this material that you've seen on this bag. Now this and this are the same pieces of material, and this is what I keep in the front pouch of my pouch, as you have seen under here, and then this I keep in the main pouch. Then I've got this, which I'll get into. Now this is fire tinder, obviously with the ferro rod that you've just seen, if I can get to it, that creates sparks, and you can't just get twigs and light and use the sparks to light twigs, because that won't work. It doesn't light, so you need something like this. Now, as I said earlier, I don't know what this material is. I know cotton's flammable, so that's why I'm presuming it's this. I've no idea what it is, but basically it's some kind of material that is very flammable. I think I got it off the bed, off an old bed, don't really know, some kind of protector, I think. But yeah, flammable and really good. And then this is tinder card. Also want to make a video about this, and basically it's a wax card that also lights very well. Now onto the next piece, which is a pen. Now this is just a ballpoint pen, a biro, I presume, just a black one. And I like having a pen because I always keep a notebook in the front pouch of my backpack, and I like to have this obviously for writing notes, etc, etc. The one thing I don't like about this is it doesn't look very outdoorsy. So if I was to change this, I would change it for something that looks a little bit less man-made and plasticky, but it does fine for now. Next, on to light, aka a torch, and in this case, head torch. Now, I love head torches because when I'm operating cameras, obviously film videos, and doing something, normally I don't have a hand free to use a torch, and I don't like to be carrying a ton of things. This is a head torch, again similar to the ferro rod, not my best one. This is one from Kingswood. I don't know whether you know about that. If you're in the UK, you might. It's basically a residential that I went on in year 6. I'm in year 8 now, in case you're wondering. So a couple of years ago, I never actually got this there. I got it off the website, but it's just a head torch. Got 3 or 4 main modes. You've got the plain one, light, one strobe setting, then you've got all 3 lights, then you've got flashing, and then off. So 3 modes, quite good. Not my main one, but works. Now this, as you saw earlier, I'm kind of like categorizing my gear. So this is the last category, which I like to call kind of like survival items. Now I've got a couple of accessories on a carabiner. As you saw in my bag, I've got this small hook, kind of like a carabiner, but it's not, on my pouch, and then this I clip to it. So this is just a small carabiner with a couple of accessories on. Firstly, a small torch. Check that I'm in focus this time. And yeah, just a small torch, again, not brilliant. I think I got this one free from my dad's work, but yeah, it works fine. I like to have a small torch also for getting in small parts, for instance down there, and where a big torch doesn't work. And again, cheap backup. Now 2 whistles. Now I only just realised when I went through this gear, some of this is only for survival situations, and that means that I've only just realised something, and that is that I carry 2 whistles. This one here is also from Kingswood. I prefer it because it doesn't look as man-made rather than this plastic one, which is just a general one. But I don't want to wake anyone up. Not that they should be asleep, but first whistle works fine, just a general plastic one. And then this is just a metal whistle. Again, works fine. A little bit more of a simpler design. All on a carabiner. Clip that. I like to clip it on so that I don't lose any of those items. But yeah, just small survival items. Next, now in the first take I kept on calling this a magnifying glass, but just a mirror. You can kind of see yourself there. There you are on the tripod. Just a mirror for you can use it for fire making or to look at yourself. Let's say you've got something in your eye and you need to get it out, or like looking at for medical uses. But you can also use this for navigation, I'm pretty sure, and for signalling, and to start a fire. It's a way you can use it to start a fire. Next last thing, this is a foil blanket. Now these are also called a mylar blanket, and they've also got another name that I can't remember at the minute. This is just a small general foil blanket. It can't go that small compared to other ones, but it's just foil blanket. You can also use this as a heat reflector if you put it up on 2 sticks over a campfire. But I've just got it wrapped around with some paracord, as you saw earlier, the same stuff as this, and it's just, that's a bit of extra cordage, but it's mainly just to keep it together. Quite large for it being a foil blanket. It's great because the foil reflects back your body heat. So yeah, that's all my items. So yeah, thanks for watching today's video. Hope you like seeing what's inside my possibles pouch and what you may want to add, or what I may want to add from what you have. So please comment down below if you can. I don't know whether you can, cannot, can't remember now, but if you can, please comment down below what you think I should add, what I have suggested that you should add. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.